All the fun that was must come to an end.
Welcome in, everybody. This is the 2025 World Championships of Foosball, presented by Floro Precious Metals. This is the Open Doubles event.
It is. Been a while?
Yeah, it's been a while. On the left up front, that's Tommy Yore. Playing goal, Brandon Munoz. On the right up front, Julian Wortmann. Playing goal, Robin Hanke. What? Quickly now, 1-0 in favor of Julian Robin. I like that. They scored that first point, and then I see, and that's reminiscent of Don Swan, kind of pulling over the next point, just to teach.
Oh, was that intentional, or did he just graze it?
I don't know. We'll see here if they score again. Titch is the word, not teach. Sorry.
Teach his own.
Teach his own. Julian. From the rollover position. Never seen him play inside of a pickup match once. Wow. That ball's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to popcorn on out of here. It's so. On table 2, it looks like Trevor's playing against 3 teammates that are against him because they all matched.
Looked like he's taking a drink out of the back of Jacob's head. Jake's head.
He's just doing that. He's just taking his soul energy. 2-1 in favor of Yore Munoz. Julian on the 5. Swatted back to Robin. Ooh, I love the front pin stuff. Into a far side bank. Kind of trickles its way to Munoz. Gets another opportunity here. Hopefully we can see soon whether or not that's an intentional semi-pull.
Semi-pull.
Semi-pull. Inside bank. Oh boy, Munoz wants to return the favor. He's thinking about it. Sends it down pass-wise.
Well, he just drops it right on Tommy's 3-bar. I think Tommy probably catch that most of the time. And that one there just not quite able to pull it in.
Yeah, he does. He does bring it over just a titch. Not as much as Don Swan would. Not without the same kind of... Oh, wow. I'm out quickly. Bring the forward back up there. 2-2 in this first game.
I have to admit, I do like the colors of the tournament this weekend. I like the WFT colors already. I wasn't sure about bringing the gold into the mix, and having seen it all now, I'm a fan. I have to admit.
It does work.
Yeah.
Wortmann, rollover position, post to post, ends up on the 5 of Yore.
That was a sneaky little wall pass. He normally Nolan Rhines it right along the wall. More like oil can Boyd. Hello.
What is oil can boy?
Pitcher.
I've never heard that.
Well, if you ever see what he looks like, you'll know why he got his name.
I'm almost scared.
Well, everybody else is going to Google it, so I might as well Google it for you.
I'm going to Google it. I was going to say.
Going to give it a Goog.
Get a Goog. Go.
Now, what do you think an oil can would look like?
Well,
oil can Boyd.
Is it an oil can or oil?
Well, I'm from Texas, so.
I know, but I'm like, is it how, like. All right, well, I mean, to me.
Which one do you think he is? That that's black and white. Minus the white. Look. Can't even see him in that one.
It's game point for Yore and Munoz, but Julian has it on the 3 and ties it up. It's game point all the way around. I'm lightheaded.
I've only seen one match with Brandon and Tommy here this weekend in open doubles. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I thought. Oh, that's the inside bank. I was going to mention this a minute ago. In the last match with Julian and Robin versus Randy and Hannah, Robin won with that inside bank. He can do some funky stuff.
Puts that away to take game 1.
Go ahead. Sorry.
That was it?
My bad. No, I'm this.
Oh.
Julian had 8 shots there. 3 for 8 shooting, good for 38%. 5 bar, looking nice on 4 possessions. He got 3 of them through. These are good. That's what a 4-4 game looks like. Pretty even across the board. What's that middle thing? Yeah. Pretty much everything coming from the 3 bar, except for a couple of breaks for each team. But as I was saying, haven't seen Tommy and Brandon over here in the pits much, except for one match versus Teddy Sprouse and Mo Uden.
Yeah.
Who is just a nightmare of a team.
Yeah.
Because Teddy, we'll start with this. He is a high-quality, very good player.
Yep.
And not really scared of much.
Nope.
And just stays, I mean, he's just loosey-goosey and just scary.
Yeah, he's fearless.
Yeah, nice guy, but there's no intimidation if going up against a team like Tommy and Brandon. Whatever, you still got to beat me.
Yeah.
And Mo, very talented, very very level, very calm, and that's the kind of team that can upset the #1 seed.
Yeah.
They didn't do it, but they got pretty dang close. They took down the first 2 games, and then what?
And then it was still close. They were still going almost game point each one. But, I mean, the offensive firepower of Yore and Munoz was just too hot to handle. But, yeah, I told Mo afterwards, I was like, he's too smart to play stupid. And he kept his forward into it. Yeah, it is. I mean, they're an upset in the making. And they got close.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the third game it was 5-3, 5-4. It was close.
Yeah.
After Yore Munoz came back, so.
And Brandon and Tommy are a team, looking at the brackets, the weeks leading up to this, and you just look at who's playing with whom and who has a realistic chance to take it down. And there's there's really only one or two teams where we thought if they catch fire, they could maybe beat Brandon and Tommy. But it was pretty close to being Teddy and Mo taking them out. But I think Tommy and Brandon are possibly one of the most offensively aggressive powerhouse teams in recent memory.
Yeah, the only team that I can think of, at least here at the Worlds in the last 4 or 5 years, would have been Munoz and Romero.
Yeah, and Tommy and Ryan too.
Tommy and Ryan.
But
Tommy and Ryan.
Tommy and Ryan. Last year.
Wow.
Yep.
Brain not work.
Well, dog didn't push button. I like Brandon's defense here. It looks like it's two or 3 seconds of nonsense, and then his men stop into a position. And it's 2 or 3 seconds of nonsense, and then his men stop in a position. And he's not really noticed next time Julian gets it there on the black 3-bar. Hello.
Wow. Tight short.
Watch Brandon's defense. It's wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wait, that's not stop. It's yeah. I don't even know if hello.
Wow. 5-bar hook from Yore, 3-1. Looking to be a runaway train, never looking back. Something one line track. Julian.
If you want to follow along with the stats, we follow passing, shooting, clearing, the scoring summary, the scoring breakdown. You can go to mfstats.org, and we can take a look at these numbers now. Passing, shooting. You can put them on screen if you want. Just to give them a peek of what it looks like. It'll be different when you go to mfstats.org, but this is what we track. Passing, shooting, clearing, 2-bar passing. Which really shows up in singles, but sometimes in doubles. The scoring breakdown, how many are scored, where they were scored from. A break is another word for just, well, to me it's self-explanatory, but what a lot of people would call slop or luck or lucky bounce, fortunate or whatever. We qualify that as, or categorize that as a break. And there are 5 ways to score: 3-bar, 5-bar, 2-bar, also a break, also a stuff. We track all that at mfstats.org. And that is the great Friday doing stats.
Yep.
Do you know what that's from? Oh, well. Now I'm sad. We forgot to pass along the inside joke.
Huh. Well, we can do that later.
Or shall I say the modern joke? Bingo. That dude is smart, man.
Yeah, he put it together.
Gosh, can't get anything past this guy.
Yore put it together. He's up 4-3.
Julian passing pretty well, especially against somebody like Tommy. He is now 7 for 13 passing, which is good for 54%. He's had 15 shots from the 3-bar, and this is where it's kind of falling apart because Brandon is holding Julian to 40% shooting. 6 for 15, 40% shooting. On the other side of the table, you see Tommy there passing identically, 7 for 13, 54%. Also scoring 6 from his 3-bar on 5 fewer shots. So 6 for 10, 60% versus 40%. And that's the difference, at least in terms of offense in the forward position. But watch the defense that Brandon runs here. He does like random, stop, random, switch, stop. And it's hard to find and also time that hole. Julian does it. That's a nice play there. I don't know how you see the near side in that.
No.
And it's 4-4, no longer 4-4. Whoopsie. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That had to have been Brandon. I can't imagine that was Tommy. I didn't hear who it was. That was funny. And there you go. And that is the definition of break right there. Passing it through, ball bouncing around, off the wingman, slides in behind that goalie, and that's a break. And that is back-to-back 5-4 games here with the number 1 seed versus what's their seed? That actually wouldn't be a bad thing to add, the seed number. Is that possible, you think, to pull from the brackets? It could also be something that we could manually add. Like, imagine that being a button on the stream deck. You could also do it like, actually just be a 1 through 32, and if it's beyond 32, then you just don't do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is coming out of. They're the 48 seed. Wortmann and Hanke going up against the number 1 seed. But you play this for the reason. There's 172 teams in open doubles. Holy what the oh my God.
Yeah.
That is a lot of foosball.
Third game underway. Yore Munoz up 2-0 against Julian and Robin. Julian quickly to his 3. Continues to time. That interesting stutter defense from Munoz down the middle. Woo.
You're not racing
Yore.
that.
No.
I actually think he was trying to bait that. And Tommy is not raceable on that wall. Not raceable on that either.
That bar bends. His 3-bar bends when he's just walking it.
I think that's part of why he occasionally loses the ball. Because when you put that much force on it, when the toe lifts up during the walk, it can push the ball away or bring it back to you depending on which way the rod flexes. Tommy clearly among the top offensive players in the game. Just a brilliant, powerful 3-bar. But that ball will come loose. What feels like at least once a match.
Yeah. Great switch from Robin. You saw Yore. He did that adjustment, walked it out, came back, walked it out, came back, walked it out, came back, walked it out, and then went down the middle, but Robin was there.
The ball just stopped. Is that what that was?
For what? The shot?
It looked like it just stopped right on his 5.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, it just died.
Jeez.
Wow, Munoz explodes off the 2.
And if Tommy can find a way to get a stuff, this game or any of the subsequent games, if it goes to those, they will have scored in all 5 categories. He has one from the 5. Brandon has a couple from the 2. They have a couple breaks, and of course 7 from the 3-bar. They just need one stuff. Meanwhile, on the other side of the table, you just see the one break there, and then all the rest of their goals coming from the 3-bar. And again, Julian passing fine, 9 for 15, 60% is what we call Tony land, Tonyville. I never can remember what we settled on, or what I say most frequently. Tonyville?
I think Tonyville.
Tonyville. Yeah. Nice save.
Save Munoz. With a leg kick even. Whoa.
Yeah. Little Rocket-ish-esque.
Yeah.
Ish. How do you decide on ish or esque?
I think that's esque.
Okay.
In the style of. Ooh. Burns a second timeout.
QR code. Actually, there's 2. These are 2 different QR codes. You want to connect to our camera and be part of the production crew?
There it is.
QR, of course, the initials for the inventor of said code. Quick Rick.
Julian out of the timeout, out of timeouts. Finds the pull side, 2-2.
QR also adjacent letters in the alphabet. P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Wow. Any other little factoids about this?
I don't know about factoid. This had the makings of an interesting match, and I'm not trying to assume that it's over. Watching Julian and Robin versus Randy and Hannah in the previous match, which I was able to do in the bleachers. It was on a different table, and I got to cheer. I never get to cheer.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Match point for Yore and Munoz. Yeah.
This one just a bloodbath.
Julian loses that to the 2 of Munoz, who can do whatever he wants.
He left to end the match with flair.
Tries to there. Robin on the 2 to respond with that inside bank. But Yore, rollover position, flippy, talking to himself.
And Tommy not really wanting to waste possession, so something like that there's not just half-assing it. I think he saw a play there that he thought was a high percentage possibility, and that's why he did it, and maybe rethought it after he shot it.
Match point again, Yore. Puts that away, and in 3 games, Julian Wortmann and Robin Hanke defeated by Tommy Yore and Brandon Munoz, who go on to the quarters.
Ouch. Final numbers for the match. Tommy Yore passing 11 for 19. That's good for 58%. That is outstanding. You're going to win most of your matches where you pass 50 or better. You probably will win plenty when you're in the high 40s. 58% is bonkers. Same on the 3-bar. Almost identical, actually. 10 for 17, 59%. Brandon clearing 65%. That's a W almost every time. The third game wasn't very close, but the first 2 were. 5-4, 5-4. And then what was that? 5-1, 5-2 in the last one?
Yeah.
5-3. It's just hard to stop those guys, man. They know how to play foosball. I don't know that we have any more matches